Have you ever felt like there are invisible strings pulling the events of your life? Moments of uncanny synchronicity, or periods where everything seems to inexplicably fall apart, or flow with effortless grace? What if I told you these aren't random chances, but the precise workings of fundamental universal laws, 7 of them, in fact, that are secretly orchestrating the very fabric of your reality, whether you're aware of them or not? These aren't man-made rules. They are the timeless operating principles of the cosmos itself. And today, we're not just going to name them, we're going to begin to understand them, so you can move from being controlled by them to consciously co-creating with them. Master these laws, and you begin to master your reality. Welcome to Xendai, where we delve into the profound architecture of existence, bridging ancient wisdom with modern understanding for your ultimate empowerment. For eons, seekers, mystics, and philosophers have intuited that the universe operates according to immutable principles. These universal laws are not about judgment or dogma, they are impartial, ever-present, energetic dynamics that govern everything from the dance of galaxies to the thoughts in your mind, and critically, the experiences that manifest in your life. Understanding these 7 core laws is like being handed the instruction manual for the game of life. It shifts you from a passive observer, often bewildered by life's turns, to an informed, conscious participant, capable of navigating these currents with intention and grace. This knowledge isn't just power, it's liberation. It's the foundation for truly shaping your destiny, and it's what we're here to explore today in a clear, accessible way.
These 7 universal laws are interconnected, often attributed to ancient Hermetic philosophy, but found in echoes across many wisdom traditions. They provide a framework for understanding how energy, consciousness, and manifestation work in concert. Knowing them doesn't mean you can break them any more than you can break the law of gravity by jumping off a building, but by understanding them, you learn to work with them, to align your actions, thoughts, and energy in a way that produces the outcomes you truly desire. This is the essence of moving from unconscious reaction to conscious creation. We'll explore each one, not just as an abstract concept, but with an eye towards its practical application in your everyday life, so you can start to see how they are, indeed secretly controlling, and how you can begin to consciously direct that control. Let's begin with the first universal law, the Law of Mentalism. This foundational law states, the all is mind, the universe is mental. It posits that the universe, in its entirety, is a mental creation of a universal consciousness, or the all. And since you are a part of the all, your mind is a microcosm of this universal mind. This means your thoughts are not just fleeting internal events. They are creative forces. What you consistently hold in your mind, what you give your dominant mental energy to, begins to take form. This law underpins why practices like visualization and affirmations work. It's the understanding that thought precedes manifestation. If the universe is mental, then by mastering your mental landscape, you are directly influencing the canvas of your reality. This is your primary point of creative power. Next, the second universal law, the law of correspondence. This law is often summarized as above, so below, as below, so above. It means there is a harmony, agreement, and correspondence between the different planes of existence, the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. What happens on one level has a corresponding effect on the others. Your outer world, so below, is a reflection of your inner world, as above, your thoughts, beliefs, and consciousness. If your inner world is chaotic and fearful, your outer world will likely reflect that. If you cultivate inner peace and clarity, your external reality will begin to mirror it. This law teaches us that to change our external circumstances, we must first look to and transform our internal state. It's a call for profound self-awareness and alignment. These first 2 laws are incredibly profound. Have you ever noticed a direct correspondence between a persistent inner thought or feeling and an event that then manifested in your life? Share that experience in the comments. These personal stories bring these laws to life. The third universal law is the law of vibration. This law states that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. From the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, everything is in a constant state of motion, vibrating at its own unique frequency. Modern quantum physics entirely supports this, showing us that matter itself is condensed energy vibrating. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs also carry a specific vibrational frequency. Like attracts like vibration. To attract what you desire, be it abundance, love, or health, you must learn to vibrate at the frequency of that which you desire. This is where emotional mastery, a key psychological insight, and spiritual practices like meditation become crucial for tuning your vibration. This law is the energetic engine behind the law of attraction. This leads us to the fourth universal law, the law of polarity. This law posits that everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Heat and cold, light and dark, good and evil, love and fear. They are all two sides of the same coin, varying only in their vibration. Understanding this law allows us to transmute undesirable states. If you are experiencing fear, one pole, you can consciously shift your focus and vibration towards courage, its opposite pole on the same spectrum. It teaches us that we have the power to rise above negative states by consciously choosing to focus on and cultivate their positive counterparts. This involves psychological reframing and spiritual alchemy. The fifth universal law is the law of rhythm. This law states that everything flows, out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall, the pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. You see this in the seasons, in economic cycles, in your own energy levels and moods. Understanding this law helps us to not be dismayed by the downswings, knowing that an upswing will follow. It also teaches us to not get carried away by extreme highs, knowing that a rebalancing will occur. The key is to master the rhythm, not by trying to stop it, but by learning to rise above the negative swing of the pendulum through mental fortitude, emotional resilience, psychology, and maintaining a centered state, spirituality, meditation. Then we have the sixth universal law, the law of cause and effect, also known as karma. This law states that every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. This means that your thoughts, words, and actions are causes that create specific effects in your life. If you desire positive effects, a fulfilling reality, you must sow positive causes, constructive thoughts, aligned actions, kind words. This law empowers us by highlighting our responsibility in the creation process. It's not about blame, but about recognizing your creative agency. This is a cornerstone of metaphysical understanding for conscious creation. And finally, the seventh universal law, the law of gender. This law embodies the truth that gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. This isn't just about physical gender. It refers to the two complementary energies necessary for all creation. The masculine principle, projective, active, assertive, logical, the doing, and the feminine principle, receptive, nurturing, intuitive, creative, the being. For successful manifestation and a balanced life, both principles must be understood, cultivated, and harmonized within ourselves and our actions. We must learn when to actively pursue, masculine, and when to patiently receive and allow, feminine. An imbalance leads to struggle. Harmony leads to effortless creation. This integrates spiritual understanding with psychological balance. These 7 universal laws, from mentalism to gender, form an interconnected system, the very reality code that subtly governs your life. Understanding them is like learning the language of the universe. When you grasp that your thoughts create mentalism, that your inner world reflects your outer correspondence, that everything vibrates, vibration, that you can transmute opposites, polarity, that life has cycles, rhythm, that your actions have consequences, cause and effect, and that creation requires a balance of active and receptive energies, gender, you move from being a pawn to being a player. How do you master them? Through conscious awareness, psychology, and mindfulness. Through focused intention and emotional alignment, spirituality and law of attraction. Through understanding the energetic nature of reality, quantum physics. And through the deliberate application of these principles in your daily life, metaphysics and conscious creation. Start by observing them in action around you and within you. Choose one law to focus on this week. How can you consciously apply it? For instance, with the law of vibration, actively choose activities and thoughts that elevate your emotional frequency. With the law of cause and effect, make one conscious choice today that you know will lead to a positive effect. The secret that controls your life is no longer a secret to you. These 7 universal laws are the invisible architecture of your existence. They have always been at play. The only difference now is your awareness, and with awareness comes the power of conscious choice, the power to co-create with these immense forces rather than be unknowingly shaped by them. To master them is to master the art of living, to dance with the rhythms of the cosmos, to sculpt your reality with the focused intention of your mind and the aligned energy of your spirit. This is not just a philosophy, it is a life-altering pathway to empowerment, enlightenment, and the manifestation of your highest potential. The universe has laid out its rules. It's time for you to become a master of the game. If this exploration of the universal laws has opened new doors of understanding for you, and you're ready to master the reality code with Xendai, then please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We are committed to bringing you the deepest insights where science, spirit, psychology, and metaphysics unite for your transformation. Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of creation. Your reality awaits your conscious command.